The Democratic National Convention has been officially postponed. I don't know about the RNC, but at least the Democrats are pushing things back, and they're in serious trouble. Bernie Sanders has not dropped out. Joe Biden is nowhere to be found, and probably the reason they're delaying this is because they have no opportunity to get Joe Biden to do anything. I mean, look, I don't know if you've been watching the videos from Biden and the interviews he's done, but the dude has deteriorated hard and fast. I think with him being on TV and constantly working, it's kept him a little bit in tune. Like, the way to put it is, they say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And as Joe Biden has struggled throughout these debates and campaigns with gaffe after gaffe and nonsensical statement, he was still active to a certain degree. Now he's sitting around doing nothing, and he is declining quick. He did an interview, and he's got a couple of interviews, man. He was on The View, and he literally muttered and mumbled 3 sentences that made no sense whatsoever. So anyway, I'll ramble about Joe Biden in a second. Let's talk about what's going on with the Democrats. They're pushing back the convention. And we have this story from BuzzFeed. Where is Joe Biden? Online being drowned out by the coronavirus and Trump. The media, for some reason, is pretending this man's brain is working. I don't know why. You don't need a Democratic convention. Nominate Bernie Sanders or get out of the way. Maybe they're pushing it back because they need time to get Andrew Cuomo on board. The Hill reports the DNC in Milwaukee will be delayed for a month because of the coronavirus pandemic, the host committee announced on Thursday. The Democratic nominating convention will now take place over 4 days, beginning on August 17th, after originally being scheduled to take place July 13 to 16. The Hill was first to report on the change. I don't care. Thanks for letting me know, The Hill. A source close to Joe Biden's campaign told The Hill that the former vice president pushed to have the convention moved while keeping the same format. Joe Biden himself wants the DNC pushed back. Why? He's drowned out. He has nothing to do or say. It's a desperate bid. However, the DNC committee said it is still determining the most appropriate structure for this historic event, possibly indicating that changes to limit the number of people in attendance might be in the works. In our current climate of uncertainty, we believe the smartest approach is to take additional time to monitor how the situation unfolds so we can best position our party for a safe and successful convention, said Joe Salmonese, the CEO of the DNC. During this critical time, when the scope and scale of the pandemic and its impact remain unknown, we will continue to monitor the situation and follow the advice of healthcare professionals and emergency responders. So to that regard, I absolutely respect the pushback. And it's kind of a bummer. I'm never one for winning through nefarious, malicious, or technical means, like win by default. Nah, not interested. The Democrats deserve a chance to mount a legitimate campaign, a legitimate defense, and have everything placed in front of them. And this is a serious disadvantage for them. Donald Trump is the presumptive nominee. He was always going to be, and everyone loves him. Joe Biden is struggling. And I got to say, I am a bit bummed that he won't get the opportunity to have a big rallying event and do these things, because winning fairly to me is very, very important. That way, it's for sure. They tried claiming Trump was cheating and all that stuff. And what's going to happen now? When Trump wins re-election, they're going to say it's not fair because the coronavirus held back Joe Biden and didn't give him a chance to actually shine. That's what they'll say. They will use it as an excuse. The Republican National Convention, where President Trump will be nominated, is scheduled to take place August 24th, 27th in Charlotte, North Carolina. The party out of power typically holds its convention about a month before the incumbent's party. But many states have stay-at-home orders in place through June, and Democrats have been grappling over the question of whether the nation will ever return to normal by mid-July. Democrats did not want to move the convention to a time that would conflict with the Olympics, which had been scheduled to take place over 2 weeks in late July to early August. However, the Tokyo Summer Games have since been postponed by a year. There has been some frustration with the process among Democratic National Committee members in Wisconsin, who said they were not consulted about the changes, and there are still questions about whether delaying the convention by a month is the right solution, with so much uncertainty around when the outbreak will be under control. Quote, I understand the need to move fast to change the date, especially with Biden calling for it yesterday, said a DNC member. But in fairness, I'm sure this was being planned for weeks, maybe months. And as a DNC member in the state that is hosting, I wasn't aware of that. The word we kept getting was status quo. I think the other point is that, frankly, while I hope by August things are safe enough to hold the convention, right now that feels ambitious. And I agree. I mean, we may be a 2 month on, 2 month off, lockdown order. We don't know how long it's going to take. It could take 18 months to get a vaccine. There's some reports that a vaccine has been created. A lot of people are saying this. We just don't know. But hey, whatever keeps people safe. So yeah, I'm a little bummed out. I think it's fair that people, they push this back, they stay home, they don't go out, they don't go to the primaries. But I don't like the idea of people being taken out because of a virus. I mean, like taken out of the running. If I'm going up against someone in a sporting event and it turns out they get the flu, I'll say, can we postpone it until they're better? Postpone it until they're better, because the person who deserves to win, should fight fair and should win fairly. This is going to ring. It's going to be, I don't know. I just don't like it. We'll read on. The convention would bring thousands of people to Milwaukee, packing them closely together into a basketball arena. Political operatives and thousands of reporters descend on the host cities every 4 years, staying in local hotels and going out to restaurants and bars. The host committee has said that ensuring the safety of attendees is its top priority. The committee has met regularly with local, state, and federal officials to follow their guidance. They say, there is hope that the worst of the coronavirus will have passed by late summer and that life will have returned to normal. Quote, I have always believed that American innovation and ingenuity shine brightest during our darkest days, and for that reason, I am confident our convention planning team and our partners will find a way to deliver a convention in Milwaukee this summer that places our Democratic nominee on the path to victory in November. Salmanis said, we now have this story, where is Joe Biden? Online, being drowned out by the coronavirus and Trump. Well, as we just heard, this is interesting. That quote from the DNC guy was that while he would like to assume they've been planning this move for a long time, no one heard this, and it wasn't until Joe Biden stepped in that the changes actually were made. It seems like Joe Biden is, for all intents and purposes, the nominee. Bernie Sanders is still in the race, but nobody cares. And Joe Biden knows that he's not in a good position. And they need that big rallying moment. They need the press. Look, so at these conventions, it's huge, like stadiums. It's all these businesses. CNN, converts a local restaurant into the CNN diner and things like this. All these journalists descend, and he needs that press. If they do the event now, guess what? No one's going to show up. There's going to be very few people. That's not what he wants. He wants a big PR stunt. That's what he needs. It's not going to be enough, though. I mean, anyone who's watched Joe Biden speak recently would know that the dude is just not capable of being president. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine who said that they were going to be voting for Joe Biden, which shocked me. I'm like, how could you in your right mind vote for this man? And they said to me, I know he has dementia, but, and I said, no. You know what? But look, this is legit. So if you're like a Trump supporter, you should hear this, right? My friend was progressive. They said they're going to vote for Biden even though he has dementia. That's how much they hate Donald Trump. Does that mean Trump will lose? I don't know. But that's what you're up against. And perhaps there's nothing you can do, because dementia for me is like, yeah, that's well beyond the red line. You know what I mean? Like, I think, Trump's got positions I don't like. He's done a good job on certain things as of recently. And I don't want to make it seem like we should vote based on the most recent thing the president has done. But I will tell you this. My position right now is the Democrats don't deserve power at all. With Adam Schiff launching this new investigation with a constant waste of time, I feel like they're responsible for getting into this mess to a certain degree. We can hope the president would do a better job. We can wish he did. But come on, man. Adam Schiff doing another investigation. Don't vote for these people. Joe Biden, somehow, people are going to vote for a guy with dementia. I guess some people are hoping that he'll just sit in a chair and sleep all day, and that kind of holding back executive authority is a good thing. So maybe I guess that makes sense. But do you want to give a guy with dementia access to the nuclear arsenal? You complain about Trump being erratic and crazy. Well, what's your excuse for giving a guy with dementia access to this? I'm not saying Joe Biden has dementia. I'm saying my friend, I mean this, my friend said the dude has dementia. And I'm like, he's sundowning. He's getting to that point. Where is he now? He's drowned out. Even, look at this. They have 4 reporters for BuzzFeed to point out that Joe Biden is nowhere to be found. You know what? I'm not going to read this. They basically go into what we expect. I'll read the conclusion to see what they have to say about what Joe Biden's doing. This is a really long article. I'm not sure even matters. They end it with a quote, so it's kind of pointless. They say, in interviews and digital events, Biden has consistently strived for political nuance, something that may help in projecting himself as a steady hand, but that also rarely generates headlines. That's been especially true in how he's taken on Trump directly. In a CNN interview this Tuesday, Biden was asked if Trump is responsible for the deaths of Americans. For his response, he pivoted. President Trump is not responsible for the virus, he said. He is responsible for using all of his power at his disposal to be able to deal with this virus, like using the Defense Production Act, blah, blah, blah. If you've noticed what I've been doing, I have not been criticizing the president, but I've been pointing out where there's disagreements on how to proceed, Biden said on The View last week. BuzzFeed, why don't you point out the dude's out of his mind? The media is omitting this stuff. Like various media, I hate saying the media, but various media outlets are omitting this. That he's speaking gibberish worse than ever. There was a post I saw that went kind of viral And it was someone like, here's Joe Biden's 3-point plan for the coronavirus. And it was literal just muttering. It was gibberish. It was something like, here's my 3-point plan. Number one, we have to agree on depending with Trump and, doing what he's done on the virus. We got to get in place for the president to do what needs to happen. And we need to rely on Trump to what's happening in the shortages. It's something like that. And I'm just like, I have no idea what this man just said. And anybody who thinks this man could or should be president is out of their mind. For all of Trump's faults, at least the dude can form a cohesive sentence. At least the guy is lucid. My favorite thing that my friend said to me was that he has dementia, but he does have moments of lucidity. And I was like, what? You acknowledge the dude's barely there, only sometimes lucid, and you want that holding a finger over the nukes? Criticize Trump all day, please. I don't care. You can talk about how the orange man is bad, fine. I get it. But you can't simultaneously say we shouldn't give Trump the nuclear arsenal and then argue Biden should as well. I'm not interested in that. At least Bernie Sanders, come on. I don't like his policies, but the dude can speak English right now. I'm sorry, Biden. All right, whatever. I got one more segment coming up for you in a few minutes. I'll see you all shortly.